It's the new mold scare, meth. Should you buy a meth house? And if you do buy a meth house, can you make money at it? Meth house. This is From the Trenches, episode 46. Welcome. So different people on my team at different times had their own individual experiences with this property. From Jason doing the walkthrough video of that, from Michelle doing the initial sales stuff, to Luke dealing with the sellers after the fact in the transaction coordination. We all recognize that we all had weird experiences all along the way. And as we've all talked about it in hindsight, we recognize that they were definitely selling drugs and definitely cooking drugs in that house. Guy answered the door, shirt off, kind of looked like a skinhead or some kind of KKK neo-Nazi sort of fellow, but he was nice enough.
The minute I walked in, I noticed just a ton of dogs, ton of kids. Went to go take a tour of the house, and the first thing that was interesting is I walked into the master bedroom and I noticed that there was no bed. There was kind of like a seated area, and then the bed was actually in the closet, they said, so that they can get it really dark when they go to sleep.
Walked around the house with me. Doo-doo-doo. We get into the master bathroom, and there's this woman on the floor. She's just cleaning furiously. It wasn't that strange because they were moving after all, but no one else was cleaning.
Dude was crazy.
What, you got, Jason?
Yeah, the seller.
Why was he crazy?
They were just on crack, dude. They were like, hey, man, what's up? Yeah, okay, no, I need another week.
We get downstairs, and, oh, look, hey, massive hole in the ceiling. No big deal.
She goes downstairs, and the lady's like, well, did you know, what's her name, left her cat? And there's, oh my gosh, they had babies. And then she's like, oh no. She's like, a couple of them are dead. I'm like, oh, dude.
We get to this room downstairs, and a couple of people in there, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's okay. Come on in. So, he didn't tell me who they were. I didn't ask, whatever.
And different people had stopped by throughout the time I was there, and I was only there for about a half hour. They said hello. It wasn't like a family member. Walked in the master bedroom, shut the door.
Wow. So it was obvious. It was very obvious that these people were coming in and weren't friends because it was like there wasn't the normal, hey, how you doing?
No.
It's just like it was a business transaction going on.
Definitely something going on. I felt immediately that it was definitely they were selling drugs in that bedroom.
I mean, yeah, they were drug dealers. Well,
Why do you think they want to take that house retail? Why do you think they want to sell it retail?
oh yeah, because there was meth on it. I was going to say, well, you already know it was a meth house, but that was the highest meth that I've ever heard of. I think that's all you've ever heard of, too.
How high was it?
I don't even remember.
In Utah, the legal limit is 1 microgram per 100 square centimeters. And so for those of you who don't know, here's the visual. That is about 100 square centimeters. So how you test for that is you get a little thing like this. It's just blocking off 100 square centimeters, which is basically that. And you're going to take that stencil, you're going to find the cold air return, you're going to tape it on there, and you wipe it with a swab that's got some kind of rubbing alcohol on it, and you take that swab, put it in a little vial container, and they bring it to a lab and they test it to see how many micrograms are on that 100 square centimeters. Now, if it's more than 1, then you're over the legal limit and you need to clean up the house. And the test came back at 81. So it was 81 times the legal limit.
So they were absolutely cooking meth in the house.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So why do you think they wouldn't want to sell their house on the retail market?
I don't know. What do you think?
Because the typical thing is, well, you don't want people walking to your house, doing the inspections. Yeah, you don't want people doing a meth test knowing you're cooking here. You know what else is kind of odd about that situation? They owned the house free and clear, didn't they?
Yeah, that was, oh yes. I was totally wondering that. Like, I'm like, so your girlfriend owns this? Yeah, 100%. So how, yeah, exactly. And then they wanted to flee and go to another state. They wanted to live somewhere else.
See, most people in the 30s don't own the house they're living in free and clear.
Exactly.
Somehow they found out that we were buying in Albuquerque too, so we set them up with our agent there because they wanted to move to Albuquerque. It's funny now that we know that they were like cooking meth there and they wanted to move to Albuquerque, probably to cook meth, like Breaking Bad. They probably had like these like ideas of them like in a Winnebago in the desert cooking meth, like a la Breaking Bad,
We had to spend $10,000 in total cost to clean this up. $5,000 or $6,000 to the person that cleaned it up, and $4,000 to clean up their cleanup. Right? They were cutting holes everywhere. So test it early if you think it may be a meth house, so you can save money on that. So here's the thing: don't be scared of meth houses because you can still make money. Here's the numbers takeaway from this specific house and project we did, and we made money. Here it is. We bought this property on July 22nd of this year for $172,500. We resold this property on November 24th for $279,900. So we only owned this property for a total of 126 days. So the total gross profit is $107,400. But we paid $9,540 in real estate commissions and my closing costs, paid $8,896 to the seller's closing costs, $875 to property taxes, $10,868 to interest costs, and then $36,594 to repairs, utilities, and insurance. So at the end of the day, the net profit, net, $40,627. I'd say that's a pretty good day, and I'd also say that I'm not scared of meth labs, so you shouldn't be either. But definitely factor in, if you think it's a meth house, a little bit of money for that remediation and test it early so that you don't have to redo some of the stuff that you've already done. That's it for today. Don't be scared of meth houses. Just make money from them.
Peace.